Well, first of all, glad to sit down and talk with you, man.
Always good to spend some time with you.
Thank you, brother. It has been an adventure, not only this season, but the last 3 seasons. I guess that's kind of where I want to start. Seeing as we're looking at this, as you've said, the culmination of the restructuring, retooling, redirecting, and now that the train is starting to begin to leave the station.
A little bit.
I just want kind of a bird's eye view of assessment of these last 3 years. And my follow-up is really going to be about how did you basically not over-accelerate the process to get to where you want to be now?
Yeah, I think when we first got here, Michael and I just took stock of where we were at and really just thought about where we wanted to get to and the process that we wanted to use to get there, and we decided to go through the rebuild. And though it's difficult and hard, we stuck to it. And the most important part to the start is just the deconstruction phase. And through that, we wanted to give ourselves as many options to draft, go through the youth movement, have financial flexibility to make trades when we felt necessary. And towards year 3 of us being here, we felt more confidence in the players that we had drafted, that we had acquired, and their growth and where they're going. So that we wanted to, by season's end this year, start moving a little bit more towards building it back up and laid a few foundational pieces. And I think that's where we're at right now. Probably still closer to adding another foundational piece this summer in the offseason through the draft, and then trying to grow as a group and as a unit from there.
Now, with the habits, obviously, in player development, obviously you're trying to grow the player, but with the outcomes that were somewhat desired to get the present status, how do you flip that switch organizationally for the younger players, especially who have kind of come in the middle of this process to go into a quote-unquote winning mode?
Yeah, for us, I don't think you can ever just flip a switch and say we're going to win basketball games.
Right.
I think there's really good examples of teams who have been in situations like ours who were able to continually build and get better and are having success in the league right now. But for us, we always wanted to be a winning environment. We wanted to be a winning culture that had winning habits, because I think that's a little different than just places who win.
Right.
So if we're making those deposits into being more of a winning environment and creating those habits, we felt good about whenever we move the train forward a little bit, that we would have the infrastructure behind it to support what it takes to actually win. And now it's just a little bit more buy-in from our players, from our staff, and a little bit of more we over me mentality. You're still developing and you're still working really hard, but the minutes are going to matter a little bit more, and they're going to be even more earned. And I think our guys relish that opportunity to be more competitive.
Speaking of competition, we know the type of personality of the guys that you have. Obviously, Will Riley's a dog, Keyshawn's a dog, Bub, et cetera. We can keep on going down the list. When you look at the development of these guys that you've had, when you have numbers like even Juju Reese to show up and just literally be a walking double-double at the back end of the season.
Very impressive.
What does that say about the player development and kind of the internal mechanisms that you have where these guys are able to be their full competitive selves?
Yeah, obviously the majority of that goes to the players.
Sure.
Their talent and their ability to work and be part of the plan we created. But a lot of that goes to the coaching staff, not just Brian, but the staff he's hired. And it really is a full holistic approach, from medical, sports, performance, all the way down to spending time with our nutritionist and things of that nature that really go into learning about your body and your game. And our players embrace that. We give them opportunities, we give them minutes to explore that. Even if it's someone who has to go through the process of development with the go-go, they still work on the right things, and they work on the things that are going to allow them to have success. And then we just try to give guys confidence when they're out there. And again, most of the credit goes to the players, but we try to give them every resource to be successful out there and really buy into improving as players, individuals, on and off the floor.
I think AD even echoed that at his exit interview about there are certain things you guys do, and he says, I'm not going to give away their secrets. I'm not going to ask you to divulge the secrets. But I think it is a true compliment to everything that's being done when a veteran player like that has that on the tip of his tongue to say about you guys.
First off, I just like to appreciate someone protecting House Wizards
you know
secrets.
what I mean?
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. But we've had other. We've been fortunate enough, I guess, to have other players come through of veteran experience and say good things about the organization. And while they're here, we make sure we pick their brains on like things we can get better at in just the player experience space. We're going to definitely try new things and try to improve, but also if you're coming from a different place and you have different ideas that work there, like why not implement some of them here? So we're fully inclusive, and Ted and Zach have given us the resources to make this place first class for our players and for their families, and we're only going to continue to pour into that.
Let's fast forward a little bit down the road. Let's get to July. Let's talk Summer League. I know. I'm already ready. Like, let's go to Vegas.
Are we challenging each other in a sport again, or is that over with?
No, it's never over.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, no.
We keep it going.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
But I'm curious about last year. Bub and the class of 24, they all made the run in. So now with this year's class, so the expectations that all the rookies, including Juju, will be out there in Vegas.
Our guys are going to be out in Vegas. They like to compete. They're coming back here within a couple weeks, a few weeks to be in the gym. We can't keep them biting each other for too long. So yeah, the anticipation, I would say, for all of our rookie class to be out there and play. So that's 4 guys. Yeah, it'll be good.
Why is it so important that they do that from an organizational standpoint?
Yeah, it's kind of like a passing of the torch. It's like a pride thing. You come in, you work, you get an opportunity to work on your game, and then go show the rest of the world in the middle of summer, like, I'm here. I'm a little bit more established. This is who I want to be. And our guys like to play. Yeah. They're going to find a place to play anyway, so I'd rather have them not play pickup and play in a more organized game. But I also think it's important because we're going to add to this rookie class this year. And we want our rookies and sophomores to have momentum going into camp as well as we continue to build upon our young core. So the player we draft with a top 5 pick, we want them playing with Trey. We want them playing with Will and Jameer and Juju. Like, that's what they're going to be doing during the season. So why not get a head start on what that looks like, while also learning our new defensive principles, our new offensive principles that our coaches are going to put in. So the training camp's probably more important than the games.
Right.
But if they handle their business in 1, 2, 3 games, they can get out of there and move on with the other vets who are going to be there supporting them, playing pickup and one-on-one and things of that nature. Outside of the facility that we create in Vegas, we kind of take our gym here and build it in a ballroom out there, so everybody can be out there.
Mad compliments to that too. Like, everybody doesn't do that.
Yeah, facilities does a good job on that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm taking note on that one. But you also give me a window that I kind of want to explore between training camp and summer league.
Yeah.
There still are some free agents that are out there, and obviously, you know, you're responsible for kind of populating the roster as you see fit. Without necessarily saying, I want that guy, what type of player are you looking to kind of add to this young talent along with Trey and AD?
I think it'll depend a little bit on the draft. We'll make some decisions there to kind of shape the team and see what type of player we add. I think the most important thing is retaining our own free agents and having conversations with them first. And then we'll probably try to add some level of experience to the team. I don't know what position makes the most sense, but we definitely have some needs we'd like to fill. Hopefully we fill some of those with the draft and then have conversations with whatever we have left over in free agency to kind of attack.
Final question for you. Level setting expectations for next season.
Yeah.
Obviously, most Wizards fans knew that, hey, we're going through this process.
Yeah.
There have been some said, all right, we're done with that. Next thing, straight to the playoffs. Like, but I wanted a more realistic level setting for the fans and for us just to kind of understand exactly what you guys are seeing would be a measure of success in any market. Yeah,
I think we'll wait to get through the draft and free agency and see the team in totality. But I would tell the fans we feel very confident for what we have in-house, what we have internally, and their internal growth that they're going to make to be a more competitive team. What that looks like at the end of the day, we're not going to put a ceiling on that. I know our players in exit interviews talked about wanting to get in the playoffs, wanting to be in the play-in and playing in more meaningful games. I think we'll have an opportunity to get there, but we're far from that. We got to continue to add to the team, have a really good summer, a really good training camp, have our players make some jumps so that we can be more competitive on a night-to-night, and people know that when they're playing the Wizards, it's no longer a night off. We're here to compete every single time.